Hey guys, welcome back to the Hillside. Here's a special Memorial Day episode for you today. I'm going to take you on a little tour of the Pallet Garden and some of my raised beds here in the backyard, show you what I have going on. First off, let me show you right here at the base. That picks that up. Those are just some green zucchini kind of growing on the outside along the wall here. That'll hopefully no deer will mess with those. They typically don't mess with them in the past, so they should be fine outside. So sneaking into the Pallet Garden here, kind of zoom you around over here, get the tour started. Along this old trellis, there are some peas. These are the sugar snap peas. At the bottom is some red Merlot leaf lettuce, which is really good. I've been harvesting that from the bottom leaves, kind of letting the plants, just kind of regenerate. This is some, I don't want to say flashy. I think it's a deer tongue type leaf lettuce, as we call it. In the back is some arugula, some pak choy that has gone to flower. Need to pull that out. Some more, some kale right there. This is a beefsteak tomato. The last time I planted a tomato here, the deer got in to the garden here and ate nothing else except for the tomato, completely to the ground. Nibbled on a couple leaves here and there, but that tomato, completely dead. So yeah, the deer, at least where I live, love tomatoes, didn't mess with anything else. So I was kind of sad, but if that's what they want to eat and leave everything else alone, I guess that's something to look forward to as well. Some more lettuce. This is the wild arugula. Some more kales. This is leaf lettuce. This actually overwintered from last year. It's doing really well. The deer actually did tear this up a little bit in the center, as you can kind of see. It's a little torn up right there. I don't know why deer do these things, but it's what they do. This is my lychee tomato. It's doing really, really well actually, and I don't know if it picks it up right there, but check out those spikes. You can see in the kind of the reflection. Those spikes are pretty fierce. So hopefully that keeps the deer off of them. You never know. They seem to eat everything else I try to grow back here, but that's fine. Zooming you around over here. This is a Roselle. Kind of starting to actually put blooms on right there. If you've never heard of this before, makes some nice Roselle jam or jelly. I made some of that in the past. You also make tea from the leaves. For hibiscus tea, you might have heard of that, but probably more commonly. And to zoom it around to some of the peppers here. This is a ghost pepper. These are some paprika peppers. There's a missing plant right there that the slugs got a hold of, and right here as well. These are just some flowers, phlox I believe I grew from seed, just to kind of add some color and pollinating stuff to the garden here. Over here, swinging around, are the yellow lunchbox peppers. Another ghost pepper. These are some serrano peppers. This is the Turkish oily paste pepper, which is really neat. I'll do a review on that when it comes time. It's a very mild pepper. It's not very spicy at all, but has a great flavor. And this over here is the Chihuahua rojo, which is a very rare, almost endangered pepper from Oaxaca, Mexico. And this over here is a scorpion, chocolate scorpion, I believe. In the front are just some marigolds. Hopefully they'll survive long enough to, they're supposed to ward off insects and things like that. So we'll see. One thing I just actually remembered, I just saw over here, before I forget, I need to walk back here and take a look. Kind of zoom back over here. This is a volunteer tomato plant. So yeah, I'm letting that one grow until the deer find it and eat it, but you never know. So you gotta take the wins when you can find them. But yeah, these peas are starting to put out their little tendrils, starting to fix themselves to this trellis. So hopefully they'll grow up and do fine for me. So walking back down this way are some shallots right here. These are the shallots, just a store-bought, just to see if I could regrow them, and 2 of the 3 bulbs did. So that's kind of cool. The small stuff in the back is some more hardneck garlic that I planted this spring after you're typically supposed to plant the garlic in the fall, but I planted it really early in the spring to see the difference, because this is the hardneck that I planted in the fall, and as you see, it's probably pushing 2 feet tall. It's actually starting to put some scapes on, which if you don't know what the scapes are, it's basically the flowering head of the garlic is starting to emerge. It's right here, and you're supposed to cut these off so it diverts all the energy back to the bulb, which I need to do, but those are completely edible, and actually gourmet chefs and things like that are actually pretty high on those things. So looking forward to trying out cooking some garlic scapes. You can kind of walk over here. And next year I definitely need to put a garden path, because I kind of have stuff planted on top of everything. But down here, some baby asparagus I grew from seed. Here's a about 2 or 3 year old mature asparagus, kind of bush, kind of ferning out, so that's kind of cool. This tomato cage does not have a tomato in it. I think it's just stuck in the ground for some reason, and if you have to pick it up. Bringing you back down to eye level. Here's one of my better celery plants. Here's a baby celery that got eaten by slugs, but is coming back. And there's yet another baby back there that got eaten by slugs. It's coming back. And up underneath this asparagus fern is another celery. But they seem to be doing pretty healthy, especially this one here. It's getting a little bit more sunlight, so that's kind of good. My red cabbage is doing well. And if you look down here, the slugs and the bugs will eat the lower leaves. So I think it's important to pull those things off because it gives the slugs something less to chew on. The plant's not using it for photosynthesis as it's damaged or chewed up kind of a leaf. And I think it's just overall promotes better top growth, which is what you want for the heading of the cabbage. Here's another example of the cabbage I've pulled the leaves off of, but there are actually two down in here. You can see two stems, and I couldn't separate them out. The roots are too intertwined, so I'll see what happens. I'll probably get not as good a result, honestly, but it's just an example. Just see what happens. This is Chinese cabbage, and as you see like this right here, these are the leaves I just pulled off of it. The slugs have just absolutely decimated these lower leaves, so I pulled those off. Hopefully lets the plant recover and put more growth into the top. Give the slugs a little less to play with. And this is another shot of the Hardneck Garlic I planted this spring, and I think I'm gonna get the name wrong, but it's like Dubansky or Dubarski or something like that. Apparently it's a really sought after variety, so I'll give the name for that in the description, right? Look it up, all right? So anyhow, this over here is some walking stick kale, and it's a kind of in a clump, like a bunch growing, so that's all right. Get out of my own sunlight here. Better shot for you. But there you go. It's the walking stick kale, or the Jersey kale. I recently just did this morning, hilled up some more of my red gold potatoes that are doing fantastic. Absolutely great. Yeah, this method is hilling up with old rotted down some hay bales, mulching up the potatoes. So awesome, so easy. It's better than digging it and turning dirt and everything like that. So they're doing wonderful. And in the back here I have my two blueberry bushes with the bird netting on top of it. One is a pink lemonade and one is, I want to say, emerald. I could be completely wrong about that, but I know for a fact the one on the left is the pink lemonade. All right, so that is the Pallet Garden tour. Let me take you to some of my raised beds and show you what I got going on the other side of the yard. All right, so checking it out, these are just some more potatoes I have in a raised bed. These are overwintered Yukon Gold, I believe. And there's a couple of the Chinese pink celery. If you can kind of see down the stems are definitely pink. Okay, no big deal, but over here, just some beans. I planted underneath this hoop house netting because the deer will just decimate them if I plant them anyplace else. So they have some beans growing down there, checking those out. Swinging over here to this bed, have the arugula is actually going to flower. So I need to pull this stuff out. But if you look back closely, some more leaf lettuce is doing great. Some of the Merlot and the flashy and the spotted lettuce right there. Some more of the leaf lettuce, which is the same variety that you saw the deer mess with in the other bed. So they're doing well. And if you look kind of closely at there, you see how they almost look like little trees, if you will. If you harvest the lower leaves of your lettuce, they'll start putting on more growth up top before they eventually will bolt under the heat of the summer. But, you know, it's better than pulling the entire plant out all at once, which is fine. So you can either do that, or you can just pick the bottom leaves, and as it matures, pick more of the bottom leaves and go from there. More beans kind of going in through there, no big deal. Some parsley, some basil needs planted out, and two scraggly potato plants down there that need to come out as well. Flat peppers that need to get rid of to friends or someone. Running out of space, so they're kind of just looking for a home. I made this little raised bed right here. It's just a little canvas bed, but I put the PVC post in with the bird netting. You can't really see over top because the deer were just walking through it. It's got some mustard greens, some Chinese broccoli growing in there as well. These are the Chinese broccoli here, and these are some of the mustard greens that are actually kind of starting to flower, which is surprisingly. Some beets right there, some beets, there are some beets, and there are some mustard greens with the leaves are getting torn up. So where it's been raining just so much, guys, non-stop every day, the slugs are just everywhere, and there's nothing you can really do just to, you know, just try to limit the damage the best you can. Hope the plants will pull through. It's supposed to be 86 degrees the next 3 days and dry, so that'll help dry some stuff out and hopefully help us out with some of this slug pressure we're having. And as I was uncovering some of my plants and pulling some weeds, I realized I forgot an entire flat of beefsteak tomatoes. So those will be given away, guys and gals at work or whoever needs them. Yeah, so I completely forgot about that. That's how many plants I have. Just kind of lost control this year. Planted way too much, but that's fine. I love giving stuff away and helping other people to have gardens and just enjoy the experience. So hope you liked what you saw, guys. Just a quick tour. I know it kind of got a little long-winded, but hopefully you liked it. Hopefully it inspires you to do something good in your garden. We'll catch you next time here on the Hillside. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.